Hey, what's good? It's Cadillaktrackz. Hey, I'm back again. I was just starting on a little beat today, and I went ahead and I put together some things for a melody. I was gonna do a live screen where I show y'all what I'm doing, but I just figured I'd go ahead and just kind of show you how I put the drums down using the template and using Maschine. So what you'll see is you'll see me actually load and make the drum kit like I'm in Maschine mode, and then you'll see me actually switch over to my template mode and start to lay down the drums inside of Fruity Loops. So right now I have Fruity Loops open on the computer, and then I have the Maschine here in front of me. And so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. If you're new to my channel, make sure you check out the quick tips. Also make sure you check out the custom MK3 template. But I'm just going to lay down a real simple drum pattern right here, and just basically kind of show you how I can switch between the template and also Maschine when laying down the drum. So I'm just going to make something real simple real quick to go with this little loop that I've come up with. So I'll go ahead and get started then. And this beat right here, it has this little guitar right here. Alright, so since I got that guitar, I know the chords in the chord of I think it's in the B chord. So I'm going to start loading up some samples. Lately I've been putting samples that are in tune to the beat. It's just something that I've been trying. It's not something that you got to do because I've been making beats a long time and never really done anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. And the way I've done it is I've loaded up my drum kit inside a Maschine, and I've told y'all that you can put your drum kit inside a Maschine. You just need to organize it, and then also when you organize it, you want to have it to a certain file structure so that you can browse it right here in the browser. So what I mean is when I click the browser button, I can go over here to samples, and I can click on the user samples, and these are all of the samples that's on my computer as a user. And once I'm there, I can go down and I can actually let me think, am I looking for samples or something else? So yeah, user samples, and then you can have your little drum kits, and I showed y'all that you can put the little picture there, and then you can also browse it right there. And the way I set my kit up is when I go to my kit right here, the kit is basically just a folder. It has a lot of subfolders in it, and the subfolders I can actually move this first knob right here, which is the all banks knob. It goes into my subfolders, whatever subfolders are on the computer. So you see all the subfolders. And then from there, you can go into another folder and you can view the subfolders of a subfolder. So one of these folders is the percussion folder, and inside that percussion folder I have different sections like bell, crash, rim shot, shaker, tam, and reverse cymbals. And basically that's as far as you can go. You can have a folder with the folder inside of it. Yeah, folder with the folder. So you can go about 2 deep until anything deeper than that, Maschine, you won't be able to browse the knobs. You have 2 knobs, so you can go from 1 folder into 2 folders, but after that you're not able to get into it. And if you don't remove the types and the tags, you won't be able to organize your drum kit, or you won't be able to browse through it, and it won't update itself like it needs to. So you go ahead and put your little drum kit in there, and usually I'll just twist this knob and I'll actually play the beat while I'm just going through sounds. So that's what I'm going to do here. And one thing you can do, if you hold shift while you're going through the sounds, the knob will move faster. So if you have a long list, it'll move faster. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go into the kick folder, and the kick folder just got all the little kicks in it. So I can load that, just push load on it and it'll load it in. And then after that, after you load it in, push browser so that it goes back in the Maschine, and then push browser one more time and it'll go back into the folder. You have to push that browser when you go from pad to pad, apparently. that one right there. I'll load up another one. Got different. I don't know if I like that. I mean, I do like it. I'll just put it in and then I'll try one more. I like that one. And then I'll put some snares in. So I just went up to the second row. I'll put some snares in real quick. I actually like that snap, I don't know, so I'll just keep that and I'll go add another snare. I guess I could keep that, it's kind of loud, but I might be able to turn it down later, or whatever. Just a loud ass rim. I like that. And then I need a snare, so one more. I like that one, man, so I'll load that in anyway. I'll load some hi-hats. I like that hi-hat. I'm going to put it on the square right here instead. I like to put my main hi-hat on number 9, but I just... I like that hi-hat too. I like that one. Now I'll load up a crash in there real quick. So I'll go to my perks, and when I click on perks, it'll have the subfolders. So you can have the main folder perks, and then you can have the subfolder. But any deeper than that, you want to be able to browse to it quickly. So you want to eliminate, folders that are more than 2 deep. And I've taken out all the crashes, so I've taken out all the types and tags, so the navigation is easy and it's solid. I'll just put that in there, and then I'll add some perk sounds in. Those could be whatever, I'll just kind of listen. I like that sound. It's a good, like an effect sound. I usually keep effects on the second group, so I'll switch over there. I'll actually load that sound up on that first pad, and then I'll go back into the other group. And when you switch groups, it focuses on that first pad, you see. don't know why I like that sound, so I'm just going to add that one in and then I look for something else. I like that one too. And then that's my last pad right here, so I'll find one more perk sound. Okay, I didn't even put in a rim shot. I might put a rim shot. I'll put a rim shot on the effects. So I'll make an effects kit also. Show you how to do that. Just same process, but the same process. I wanted to put a rim shot in there. Maybe a few more perks and then some transition sounds. I'll put this one in. It's got a lot of reverb, but that's perfect for like an effects type sound anyway. I'll put that in there, and then so I'll switch over here to another drum kit. This is my Cadillaktrackz kit right here, the first one, the original one. It's got tons of sounds, it's got tons of effects too that I've used. Looks like I have 666. I'm just gonna scroll through. Like I said, if you hold shift, you can get through your big folders quicker, you know. Because I couldn't twist this knob all day trying to get to that. And same thing on my template. When you're using my template, use that second jog knob and you get through your bigger list faster. So I'll just scroll down right into the middle. That's a classic Vox. I'll put that on there. That's pretty tight too, little Vox. It's a little effect sound, and then that's tight, even though you can barely hear it. It's like a gate closing with a lot of reverb. Who knows, you know, might need one of those, who knows. Hopefully not. Damn, that shit's tight right there. That the sound of a match being flucked with reverb. Like, that's tight. That's like the heartbeat sound. So I like a lot of these like spaced out reverby sounds. They'll be good in the background. That's a good guitar lick, especially since I got all these guitars going. So I'll just put that in there. So that's all. I'll just make, I won't even fill up all the pads right there. Matter of fact, I'll mute these so that, just push mute, and that way they're not all lit up. So same thing with these, you know, once again, I'll select all of these, go up here to the plug-in, make sure you're under sound, put the poly on 1, you know, scroll over and put it on ADSR or whatever you want it to do. And then I'll go over here to this, I'll push select again and deselect them so I don't change any settings with them like that again. And then I'll go over here to the drum kit and do the same thing. Select all of them. So I'll select all, go to that sound, and since they're all selected, I'll change the poly to 1. And I'll change the type to AHD. I've been trying the AHD. You can use ADSR too. It's just as good. They're just a little different. And then I turn the select off. If I'm gonna put that AHD, some sounds that are long, I need to make the hold longer because it's cutting it off like this. It's just cutting off, and it needs to. I'll turn the hold up. So yeah, like that. And looks like my drum kit's messed. Looks like I didn't actually fill those pads up. I thought I filled it up. So I'll just go to browser again and scroll back over to my kit. I forgot what sound I put on there too. I know it was something I liked, but it's gone now. So let me put another person in. I don't even know. I'm just going to put that in there, this percussion sound. And I still haven't put my open hi-hat in there. I thought I did, but I'll just pick one real quick. it right there. Like I was saying, let me just select all of these again real quick. So you can just select all and then go into the plugin again. Just make sure all the settings are the same again. So I go to a poly one. I switch over and go to AHD again, like I was saying. And when you do that, you want to make sure that all the notes have the right type of hold and decay. Like that snare is long, but it's cutting the hold, so I had to turn the hold up on it. Alright, so once I got all the sounds the way that I want them, it's basically just I'll just go on machine and I'll give them a different color and I'll save the drum kit real quick. So what am I, like 20 minutes? Tell you I've noticed sometimes it'll take me 15 minutes to make a drum kit. But you might not want to do this. I want to do that. Alright, so I went ahead, I made the drum kit, and I just went ahead, I put those colors on it and go to save it with samples. Save it inside my little folder here and give it a name. This is Lax Kit 289, no, 285. And the same thing with the effects, you know, you want to save those too. So I'll go to the effects kit and I'll save the effects kit also. So I have a lot of effects kits, and those are just, like I said, transition effects, random sounds I put in the background, you know. Alright, so I saved those. One thing I've been doing, I don't know if I'll do it on this one. I probably will though. I don't know. I've been using this parallel compression, and I probably will use it on this beat because I don't see myself doing any perform effects. So what I'll do is I'll go to the third group I have. It's just an open group. It's got its own channel in Fruity Loops, and I'll put the perform effects on there. So what I can do is I can go to this pad and I can hold shift and go to shift and push browser like I'm loading the plugin up, and it'll ask me, do you want to load up an instrument, and I'll just switch over here to effect, and then I use the internal effects. So I put an EQ on it first. I've been hearing about how you should put an EQ on your New York compression. They're talking about like you can't really hear the effect that much, and plus it's going to be so low. You put that EQ on, it kind of makes the effect more drastic. So when you add just a little bit of New York compression, you can actually, maybe it'll make a difference. So I'll put this EQ on, and then I'll go over and I'll click and I'll put a compressor on it also. So I put the EQ on it and I put the compressor on it. So this will be like my New York compression chain. And when you click on these, if you click this little magnifying glass, it has the presets. And I showed you in the last video how you could save your own custom presets. So you can affect the knob and then save it as a preset, so it'll pop up in this list. And you just go to the one you want and you push down on the wheel and it loads up that preset. So I'll go to the EQ, I have the same thing. I'll click that preset button, go down to my preset, and I'll click that in. And everything's good. I've been turning it down a little bit on my preset. I probably should save a new preset with it down. But yeah, just like that. And so now that I got that EQ and that compressor on this one pad inside this group, what I'll do is I can go back to my drum kit and I can select them all again, you know, and route all these sounds to that compressor so that they'll be going through the compressor, so that I'll have a New York compression group or whatever. So I'll just click them all, and then I'll click up here on the channel MIDI button, Once I click on that, I'll go to output, and then I'll click the over button and go to the auxiliaries, auxiliary 1, and I'll put it on the CS. I'll put it on the perform effects, the little thing that I just loaded up. Alright, so I put it on that, and then from there I put the instead of post, I put it on pre. Even though I don't really mess with the knobs, just to be safe, I put it on pre fader. And then, yeah, make sure the level's at 0 right there. And that's good right there. So now all these sounds will go through that compressor. And I can just try it out. And I could see it going through the compressor. So I'll turn the compressor down for now. Actually, they're not all going to the compressor. It looks like... looks like I missed one. So let me just make sure they're all selected like this. All. And put the level on 1. I mean on 0. Alright, and then take it all of all. Alright, so now alright, so now they're all right there and going through that parallel compression. I'll save that for later, so I'll just turn it down until later, all the way later. Alright, so it's set up now, and what I'll do is I'll switch over. I've showed you how you can use the triggers mode on my template. So I'll switch it over to the triggers mode. So I'll go ahead and hold shift. I'll open up my triggers mode. And then I'll go ahead and I'll turn it on Fruity Loop so that it's initiated. And there it is right there. And I just really can't see. These change colors when I hit them. You can see these ones turning purple. This one actually turns like it actually turns blue just like this, so you can't see it. This one turns a lighter blue. And this one turns like turquoise. But these are linked up to all the 16 or all the little pads inside of Fruity Loops, so I can actually finger drum it out. And I've turned on the auto quantize, so at this point I can just kind of finger drum it out. So you see, I'm actually laying the drums down. I could do them inside the machine, but it's going to record them to the machine DAW, and I would have to. Sometimes I'll do it like that. I'll just record right in the machine and keep it right in the machine, man. And there's no right or wrong. You can keep it right in the machine. It's the same thing, really. I could just record it in machine, but it does limit you a little bit. There are some things you can do in Fruity Loops in the piano roll. Sometimes I feel like I can edit, notes, pan, velocity, and pitch, and stuff like that real quick, and change the level scalings and all that stuff real quick with their tools and strum, and just do a lot in the piano roll and Fruity Loops that I might not be able to do in machine. But machine's got features like the note repeat that you can't do in Fruity Loops with the finger. So a lot of times I'll just go back and forth, but I like to record it from machine into Fruity Loops, so I'll use the template right here. Alright, so I'll just record something, and I'll just do them one by one, kind of like if I was clicking it in, I might click one thing in at a time. So I must do it kind of one by one. And a lot of times I'll start on machine with the hi-hat, so why not? I'm like all over the place. Sometimes I'll be forgetting how to get back to this screen. So sometimes I'll just start with the hi-hats like that, Alright. Let me see something real quick. That's weird. It's like my drum kit it's like it undid what I had done, but remember I saved my drum kit, so it's weird. So I just loaded my drum kit back up, and I load my effects kit back up. Let me just save the project now while it's trying to play with me. What was I? So yeah, let me record these back again. Man, it's real good because you can undo real quick on the machine. That's always nice. Alright, so we got the machine. Alright, so I'm over here messing with these notes. I don't know why, but the velocity. Yeah, man, I might just do something simple like that and then just add some hi-hats on top of it, you know. I'll go into no repeat. I'll add some little breaks on top of it while I'm still in the machine, you know. I like that pattern, like. Oh, and I should be doing fixed velocity, so I'm turning that on because I'm looking at my velocities. I'm like, why is my velocities all different? But I actually record a lot of percussion sounds with the full velocity, and then I adjust it in Fruity Loops. You know, give it a randomization or whatever. So I just went ahead and I recorded this little thing right here, and sometimes I'll just, if I want to double it, I'll just make the pattern short, and then I'll push double again, and like double it up. So it's like that. I actually thought I did that on the same hi-hat, so I'll go back to this first hi-hat and I'll add some more, some faster rolls in it, you know what I mean? Alright, so I want it right there. I see a note that I'm going to delete. Sometimes I'll highlight the note and I'll just delete it. Or you can use your little knob here and look at the screen and just select it and then delete it. So I messed up on that right there. So let me undo that right there real quick. Step undo. Yeah, so I just wanted that little, just that little sound right there, just a little. So I'm looking at my notes. And sometimes I like that. I like to have a third hat and just hit like a rhythm like that. And since it's like that, I'll go ahead and I'll push the settings button. I'll turn the record off, and I'll just record it with no quantize. That way, I have a little groove. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so then I'll put my quantize back on. You don't want to forget you turned it off, and then your stuff just go crazy. So like with these hi-hats now, they're right inside the machine, right? And I'm looking at them. They're cool. They're just basic. They got those little rolls in them. In fact, I think it deleted some of my rolls in it. Let me listen to that again. I think I need to go back over it and record these. No, I'm good. So like I was saying, I got the hi-hat right there. All you gotta do is open the hi-hat in the, you know, like the piano note mode inside the machine, and then just drag them over here to Fruity Loops. Just click the drag button and drag them over here to Fruity Loops. So I drag them over. Once they're dragged over, I can go ahead, I can select the hi-hats on machine right now. And I can just shift, clear, and delete those. So they deleted off the machine. And I'll just push play. And let me put a little pattern 1 thing down in Fruity Loops so that they'll play. So now the hi-hats are in Fruity Loops now. But even though they're in Fruity Loops, they'll still light up the pads like they do when you play. So it's like a ghost is playing. You'll still see the pads lighting up when you're triggering the notes in the Fruity Loops step sequence or a playlist or a piano roll or whatever. So now that they're in Fruity Loops, I feel like I can do a little bit more with the hi-hat. So I might do some more little things with it right here. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just do some random chops and stuff like that. I might mess with this here for a minute now. I'm just adding a bunch of crap. And a bunch of baloney. Alright, so I'm in Fruity Loops. I just messed with the hi-hats. I just did a little something to them. So that's what I wanted to show y'all, man. It's good to go between Fruity Loops and Maschine, because you know you got to use the features of both of them. Use the piano roll features in Fruity Loops. Use the note repeat features in Maschine, and try to make your little hi-hat drums tight. So this is still basics. I'll just keep it like that. Like these notes are in Maschine right here, and just like I was saying, it's easy to drag them. So since I'm sticking in Fruity Loops, I'll go ahead and I'll just move the other notes right to Fruity Loops. So I'll just click on them just one time, and then I'll just drag them over. It's like so easy, man. And then I'll delete them from Maschine. Like once they're in Fruity Loops, I know that they're safe. I'll just delete them. Like this is the third hi-hat, and I'll bring this one. I'll drag this one over to Fruity Loops, and I'll delete this third hi-hat too. And because with the hi-hats on Fruity Loops, like I said, I like to change the pan and stuff like that, and then it's so easy because I just click with my mouse and then I'm done, because I kind of move fast with it. And I know it would just be a different thing on Maschine. And then it's got this like this little, what is that? It's got that thing where I can push Alt-R, the randomizer, and I can randomize like the velocity and stuff. I always thought that's real neat, you know. Alright, so I just randomized the velocity, and I'm going through some of these sounds right now as I'm talking, and I'm actually changing the pan on different sounds and changing the velocity on these different hi-hats, and it's just going to give it perhaps like just a little bit more bounce or groove or whatever. Alright. Alright, that's good, man. Alright, and then from there, so that's how I do the hi-hats, and I'll just lay down. I'm already like at 40 minutes, so that's how I do the drums, man. I basically just load up a drum kit, load up hi-hats and drums and sounds like that. Since I use one kick, sometimes I'll just find the one I like, or I think I like, and I'll delete them. I'll not delete, but I mute them. So all I did was mute those sounds. And